Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are going to solve LeanCode problem 293, the depth of the tunnel. So this problem was previously asked by Google in their past interviews, as you can see it here. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel now. If you are a Java developer preparing for Java J2E telephonic interviews or in-person interviews or coding interviews, my channel helps people to prepare for that. So if you are a Java developer and want to prepare for interviews, please subscribe to this channel now. So let's go through the details of the example. Um, so we say that a binary matrix has a tunnel if it has zeros everywhere except for a path of ones from top left cell to the right cell, right, going through top right cell, going through adjacent cells. For example, as you can see here, this is what they are saying by tunnel means we have this top left cell is there and this one is the top right cell. So there is a path of ones and that is the only ones, right, in this grid. Otherwise, like as you can see, this is the path, right? As you can see, like this one, then this one. So this one is the path actually that goes all the way here, right? Like this. Basically I am highlighting the path for you. So this is the path. So they are saying that this is called as tunnel basically. Um, so in the path, if adjacent, like every one in the path is adjacent to exactly two other ones except for the first and last ones which are only adjacent to the other one. Now give you a matrix with a tunnel, find out how deep the tunnel reaches. The index of the last row traversed by the tunnel count from 0. So basically what they are saying is we have to basically find out the depth of the tunnel, right? So this is the 0 row, this is 1 row, this is a 2 row number 2, and this is row number 3, right? So as you can see, the tunnel reaches maximum this much depth, right? This is the maximum depth where tunnel can reach in the row wise, right? So we have to return 3 here as the maximum depth. So this is the example that they have given us here, and the output we have to return is 3 because the maximum depth of the tunnel, as you can see, is the 3, right? So the last row it can reach is 3 and row is counted from 0, right? It's a matrix, so we will count it from 0. The number of cells in the matrix not exceed 1 into e raised to 7. So this is the problem that is asked in Google interviews. So let us go through this problem and let us discuss, how we can solve this problem. So as I highlighted, this is the tunnel. So we have been given the start point and the end point of the tunnel, right? So let me just backtrack this so I can reuse this again. Right, so this is our start point that is given to us, which is the top left, right? Means 0 0. Basically this cell is 0 0, right, in the matrix, and the top right cell is our ending point of the tunnel that is also given to us, which is like a 0 1 2 3 4, right? So 0 4, basically it's a fourth column, so 0 4 is the coordinate of the cell, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to solve this problem by BFS, right? Breadth first search. And in breadth first search, we use Q, right? So let me just write down here. BFS we are going to use to solve this problem. And in BFS, we always use Q, right? Q. So Q is one of the data structure which is first in, first out in Java, right? So what we will be doing is we will start from the the start cell, this one 0 0, and we will go in 4 directions, right? So 4 directions means if we are standing here, then we will go up, then we will go down, then we will go on the right side, and we will go on the left side of that cell basically, right? And we will make sure that the cell that we are going in 4 directions, it should not go out of the matrix, right? For example, in this one, if we go like upward, then we are going out of the matrix, right? So we will not consider those cells basically, right? And we will only consider the cells which are one, right? So for example, here if we are starting from this one, we will only consider this one as the valid cell, right, in 4 directions. This one 0 is not valid, this 0 is not valid, this is not valid because it is 0, right? We only want to consider 1 because 1 will be part of the tunnel, right? And then we will go like, and we will add those entries into our queue. So let me just write down like, let me just create a queue here. So let's say this is our queue, right? Just for time being, you can assume this is the queue. This is the front part of the queue, and this is the rear part of the queue, right? And we are going to put the I and jth coordinate of the cell we are going to visit, right? And here we created a class called as position, and we will be creating a position for that element basically, and this position has I and j coordinates of the cell of the matrix, and it will also have a distance, which is distance traveled from the origin, right? Origin means this 0 0. So these three things we will capture in the position object, and this position object we will put it into our queue, right? This is our queue. So for example, in this first one, the we will put here 0 comma 0, right? First we will put 0 comma 0 here, and then we will start BFS after that. So BFS, how BFS work is it goes level by level, right? So first it will go one level, it will process all the positions on that level, and then it will go to next level. That is how the BFS works, right? So first we will visit 0 0, then we will take it out from the queue and we will add its children which are valid. So we will look into 4 directions. So if we look like this, then this one we want to keep, right? Because this is a valid, this one we want to keep, this is a valid tunnel cell because this is 1 and this is also connected with this past one. So this is, as you can see, this one is first row and 0th column, right? So we will keep here 1 comma 0 in our queue, and that will be in that will be as our position object, right? We created a position class for holding that information. Then again we will check in 4 directions from here. So as you can see, and we will at the same time we will change this 1 to 2, right? This one we are going to be just let me just make sure, we are going to change that information to 2, right? Because we don't want to reconsider that, so this one will be considered 2. So now if you are at this one, if you are at this one, you if you go up, like look upside, then you will find 2 there, right? This will be converted as 2. So you will not revisit that, right? Because once we visit a cell, we do not want to revisit that cell again, so we will just convert that cell value into 2. So now we will again check into 4 directions. So now as you can see, this one is a valid cell, right? Because this is 1 and this is connected with this one. So now we will take that. So this one we are taking out from the queue. We will add the next one. So next one will be 1 comma 1 here, right? 1 comma 1, because that is the valid cell now. So we will keep doing like this. Then again now we will check in 4 directions. Now we will find this one, right? Now we will find this one which is 2 comma 1, right? Second row and first column basically. So we will just go like this basically and keep doing it, and then we will reach this one after that, right? And its coordinate is 3 comma 1, right? 3 comma 1. So what we will do when we reach any of this cell, we will keep track of the maximum row that we are visiting, right? For example, here we are visiting maximum row, which becomes 3 here, right? Here maximum row was 2 before, so now it becomes 3 here, right? Once you visit this cell that I am highlighting here. So now the maximum cells value maximum row value become 3, and that is how we will keep track of the maximum value, right? And we will finally return the maximum value because that is what we have been asked to return. So what they are saying is find how deep the tunnel reaches. What it means by find out the maximum row that you can visit basically, right? So here as you can see, 3 is the answer because 3 is the maximum row that we can visit. This is the row in the tunnel that we can visit. This is like 0 1 2 3. So this is how we are going to get the maximum depth of tunnel, right, that it reaches. So we will keep doing this, like taking out the elements level by level and putting its next element, right? So after this one, then we will go this, then we will go this, then we will go this, like this, then we will go like this, and then this, and then we reach the end basically, right? and every step we are taking, then we will always check if we are having a maximum row, right? Because maximum row we have to return. So that is the approach that we are going to take. We are going to write a class called as position that has ij distance, and we will be putting those position values into the queue from the matrix, right? So let me just show you quickly how the implementation will look like now. So first we have created a class called as position, as I said here. So this one will have ij and distance. Distance will have the distance from origin, right? So basically here the distance will be, let me just change the color. So distance I'm writing in yellow. So first the distance will be 1, because when you are visiting 1, then here distance becomes 2, then here distance become 3. Like this the distance will become like increase, so it will also give us at the end how long is the path, basically, right? How long is the path of the matrix. That's what it will give us. So here is our find depth function, that is they have given us a matrix, right? So first we will check if matrix is null or matrix dot length is equal to 0, right? In that case we will just like first we start iterating through the matrix, correct? And whenever we from the 0 0 means that is our original cell, right? This is our 0 0 cell, which is our original cell. So we will start BFS from that cell, basically, right? 0 0, and then our BFS we will pass matrix I and j coordinate of the cell, and this is our main BFS function. So this should be private, and it is just returning void, right? So we have been given matrix ij, so distance will be 1, as I said in the beginning, distance will be 1, and then we will put the first cell into the queue, right? First cell is what? 0 0, and the distance will be 1 for that cell, and queue will hold position objects. As I said, we created a specific class to hold positions, right, of the matrix cells. So this is what the queue is going to hold, and then this is actually where our BFS loop starts, right? BFS loop starts. This is a while loop, and it will process until the queue becomes empty. So it will take out the element from the queue here, right? And then what it will do is it will change that coordinate to 2, right? So for example, so now I have already explained you how the BFS works, right? So I'm just going to revert this back. So actually uh, or I can just write down here, I can create another window here, and I can just show you here quickly. Right, so let's just take this matrix again, and I can show you what they are saying, basically how our implementation will be internally working. So let me just take this quickly. So this is our matrix, right? So what we are going to be doing is we started now iterating from this cell, right? 0 0. So 0 0 we started, and we already put that cell into the queue. Now we are processing that cell. So whenever we are taking it out of the queue, then we will change this 1 to 2 now, right? So 1 becomes 2 now, right? So that is what we are doing, because we don't want to revisit the cell, and we will also keep track of the length that we have seen so far, right? We will always update the length of the path, and we will just use a path length variable, right? So I created two variables here. Max row is the one that we want to return at the end of the function, and path length is equal to the distance that we have traveled, right? So now here we get the coordinate of the cell ij, and we will just update the max row is equal to maximum of max row and I, right? Whenever we visit any new cell, we will update the max row if it is more than our previous max row. So that's what we are doing here. Now here what we are checking is, did we reach our end? Basically end means what, like did we reach here? Basically that's what we are checking, right? End cell. So this is what we are checking here, if we have reached the end cell. If not, then we will do the BFS, right? Then we will go in 4 directions here, and we will add those values into the BFS, into the queue, right? So four directions means what, I will just explain you quickly here. So if you are standing at I comma j cell, right? So this is let's say I comma j is your current cell, right? I comma j. So four directions for us will be this one, I minus 1, this is I minus 1 j, this is one direction. The next one is I plus 1 j, so I plus 1 is next row, right? And the j, that is another cell. This is one directions, this is another direction, and right and left. So for right and left, what we will do, so it will be same row I, and j will increase, right? J will become j plus 1, so j plus 1, right? Next column is, and here it is same row, and j will decrease, j will be previous column, j minus 1. So these are the four directions we want to check, right? So in this case, we, for example, in this case only we will find one here, so only one we are interested, right? Because that will be part of the tunnel. So that's what we are checking here. So as you can see, we are always checking if the that cell is 1, right? Always in four directions we will check if that cell is 1, as you can see here. And we are also not going what we are checking here is we are not going outside of the matrix, right? We have to we should keep ourselves inside the matrix, we cannot go outside. For example, we cannot go from this one outward, right? Or we cannot go from this one here, because we are going outside of the matrix, right? So we cannot do that basically. So that's what we are checking here. So we will do like in all four directions. As you can see, these are four directions, right? I minus 1 j, I plus 1 j, I plus 1 j, then I j plus j minus 1, and I j plus 1. So those are the four directions we have seen here. So the while loop will continue until the queue becomes empty, and always it will try to pull out of the queue, and it will try to update the max row, right? Whenever it is visiting any new rows basically, or new cells. And at the end, here we will just return the max row, right? Max row will have the value of maximum row we have visited. The path length, I just wanted to show you that it is also calculating the path length of the path that we have seen, right? So now let me just show you here. So here the path will be let's say like this is the one, right? 1, then 2, then 3, I'm highlighting the path, 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, right? So 11 is the length of the path, and maximum depth that we have reached is 3, right? Because we are starting from 0, 1, 2, 3. So that's what it should return. So I took the same example that I just explained you here. So let us just this is the same example, right? No, this one is not same. So let me just take the same example that we took, right? This one. So let me just copy this. So we are taking the same example that we just discussed, and we are running our code now. So as you can see, path length is 11, right? As I discussed here. So and then depth will be 3, right? The output data depth is 3. So it is working fine. I took another big example for you. This is the big example where again same thing, like the path will start from this one. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, right? So 13 is the length of the path, and the maximum row will be this 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 is the maximum row, right? Because that's where we are seeing these 3 ones. So 4 will be the our answer in this case. So let me just take this matrix quickly, and I can show you how our program works. So this matrix that I just showed you, we are just testing on that big matrix now to make sure that we are getting correct results. So this is our new matrix here. So let me just put that. Yeah, so let's run this. So as you can see, path length is 13 and output like row is 4, right? So path length is 13 for this one. sorry, path length is 13 and output is 4, right, for this one. So it is working correct. So now we will just submit our solution. So our solution got accepted and it is 92.23% faster, which is very good actually. So this is the way you can solve the depth of the tunnel problem that was asked by Google. You can use BFS and queue, and you can create an auxiliary helping class like this position, and then you can just put those positions into the queue and keep processing the positions in the BFS way, right here, as we have implemented BFS. And you have to just maintain one variable called as like a max row. Whenever you are visiting any new cell, you have to make sure that you will update your max row if the new cell is bigger than the previous max row, right, as I'm highlighting here. So this is the way you can solve this problem. If you haven't already checked my playlist for LeetCode solution, please check it now. It has over 100 solved problems, and they are explained with examples and Java code. They constitute a lot of different problems such as dynamic programming problems like BFS, DFS, arrays, linked list, queues, hash set, hash map. All those problems are there. Please go through them if you are preparing for your Java interviews. Also, please check my Java interview playlist. It has a lot of frequently asked questions by big tech companies in past. So if you go through it and practice it, it will definitely help you in your preparation for Java interview and coding interviews. Also, if you find this video helpful, please subscribe it and like it. Your subscription is really important to us because that is the way the video can reach to more people like you who are preparing for Java J2E interviews. They can also get help from watching these videos, and they can also prepare well for their interviews. So please subscribe to this channel now. Thanks for watching the video.